I realized that at this stage in our lives, she and I both are approaching 50 in a few years. And I just realized everything about my life doesn't need to be hustle and bustle. It doesn't need to be stress. Everything is supposed to be like worry free. And so it's so funny at an event, one of my girlfriends came to an event and Roxy was there and everybody was kind of like introducing themselves and they were like, well, what do you do? And she just immediately looked at Roxy and she was like, what are you? Are you a lady? You're a lady of leisure. And so we just both laughed because people, if you don't know what that term is, a lady of leisure is basically a kept woman, a woman who doesn't have to work.
Kept by the
Um,
father.
yeah, she doesn't have to work. She's a kept woman. She does whatever she wants. And so what I want to do is take that term because sometimes it can be positive and then some people look at it humorously. But I want to take that term and embrace it and I want everybody to be able to be a woman of leisure, regardless of your financial status. Every single person, no matter whether you're working, no matter how much money you have, should be able to enjoy a life of pleasure and comfort and luxury. And I kind of think anybody who knows me, especially if I do my events, those that's kind of what I lean into. I want everybody when they come to my events, I want everybody to feel like they're having an experience. And so that's kind of what this conversation is about. And more importantly, it's going to lead into me talking about my next event. The next event is going to be very laid back compared to what y'all, sorry, these things come in with the light, compared to what I normally do. So Roxy is the perfect person because she is a lifestyle elevation expert. She really um, teaches me and other people, I think, through her living, her intentional living, how to live a life of ease. And I'll share another story, and I'll let Roxy come on.
Hey,
So,
Sarah.
and hey everybody, I'm sorry if
Everybody,
you're in the
everybody
chat.
here.
I have my phone kind of away from me, so I'm about to log into my other phone. So if you're on here and you say, "Hey, just know I love you," I just can't see my phone because it's far away. But I was visiting Roxy. Roxy lives in Central Florida now. She's near the Orlando area, Lake Nona, and I go visit Roxy. And she's so fancy, y'all. So, my friend is when I stay with her, she treats me very well. And she was bringing me something out of the kitchen. She was like, "Friend, you want something?" And I was like, "Yeah." So she brings me something. I can't remember what it was. I think it was like a drink and a snack. Y'all, my friend is so bougie and so elevated. This girl comes out of the kitchen and puts my snack on the serving tray. And I was like, "Oh, friend, what is this?" And she was looking at me like, "Girl, so friend, I want you to talk to the people about these things that you do and why you do them because I thought that was so amazing and I was like, is this because she loves me and she wants to treat me well? But she
Oh
was
God,
like,
oh
no.
my eyes, you got my eyes tearing up.
I'm
But
sorry. I'm sorry, friend.
well, for me, I think a lot of that stuff can look very superficial and very pretentious to most people.
Mm,
And I would say what I have learned is intention, something that I learned years ago
mm.
that has been the tone for everything that I do is intention. So to make something not frivolous, not just putting on a show, what is the intention that you have behind the actions that you do? And to me, that is what makes all the little things more than what they are and meaningful. And for me
Okay.
is that I love the feeling of being catered to, like, going to a fancy restaurant and everything's just presented for you in a certain way
Yeah.
and you just have a certain feeling. You go to a resort and someone is at your, just making sure that it's not just slapped down. You just feel like this is some care has been put into this. And because I know what that feels like, and I've lived that life. My mom, all the women in my family were always that person. And you came over, we didn't have plastic cups, we didn't have plastic plates.
Oh yeah,
Everything
y'all.
was
That's
as
another
if,
thing. We'll talk about that in a
yes,
minute. Mm.
as if you're at a restaurant, because it's like we didn't save anything for later. It wasn't a house where we had fancy stuff put up somewhere, you just don't use them. So I know what it feels like. So I like to give that to other people. Like that's what I would want. So why would not this person want that? And I think when you come from that aspect, it's no longer frivolous. It's no longer like, oh, you don't have to do all that. If you could have moments throughout your day feel like that, that's what adds up to this leisurely life. It's
Mm,
not necessarily these, you book a thing and you go somewhere and then you have to wait till you have some time to experience leisure. Leisure for me is every day is putting on a caftan instead of, something restrictive or just looking. It's puts me in a mood. You walk different when you have on certain
yeah.
clothes. You you saunter
Yeah.
when you have on certain. Yeah, so it's all the little things to me, and how
That's,
and why you do them.
that is so important. And I think you said something really important because, when you aren't thinking about leisurely lifestyle, you're just living and you see people doing things just like, oh, she doing too much. Why is she doing
Yeah.
all of that? Right. And then when you get into a space where you see those women or whoever and you want to, what is it that they feel? What is it that they experience? And y'all, I can tell you for the first time in my life, I would say in the last 5 years, being intentional about where I visit, events that I put on, places that I go, the experiences that I have, I feel like a rich girl. And while my bank account may not necessarily be indicative of that, I understand that it's not about your bank account. Like, I really feel rich. Like, I walk around here, like, literally, when my friends say saunter, I float through Palm Beach County. Like, in my mind, I'm a fabulous person.